Hi everyone, welcome to Everyday, your daily stop for virtual reality content. My name is Dee, and today I am very excited for two reasons. One is because we're going to be playing for the Awesome, which is a base jumping game that has been around for quite a while. I will be playing it on the Oculus Rift Development Kit 2. If you like falling in virtual reality, this is your game. I'm also excited because I just got home last night from the SVVR holiday party down in Mountain View, and Crescent Bay was there. Crescent Bay, if you are not familiar with it, is the latest Oculus Rift prototype. It is better than DK2 in a number of ways. First of all, it's a higher resolution screen, much reduced screen door effect, virtually no visible pixels unless I squint really hard and try and see them. It has, I believe it has a higher refresh rate. It has a better positional tracking camera with a wider frustum. Even though it was just a few feet in front of me, I could move through a wide range of motion. I could turn completely around because DK2 just has a strap on the back, but Crescent Bay actually has tracking LEDs on the back so that it can see you when you're completely turned around. And there was this really cool scene that they built in Unreal Engine 4. I believe Epic built it for them, and they you're moving through this scene while there's like soldiers shooting in slow motion, and you can watch their bullets go by, and you can watch explosions and the debris fly by your face, and it all feels really solid. Everything's really fixed in space, and just it was a big step up. It was awesome to see some standing VR experiences on the new prototype and to see all the improvements they've made so far, and I can't wait to see what the consumer version is going to look like next year. Hopefully next year. I also saw some of Cast AR. Cast AR is it's a set of glasses you wear. You look down at a retroreflective material and you see an image on it. I was not quite as impressed with that one. It didn't have the really low latency that you see on an Oculus Rift device, but you were able to do augmented reality interactions where you can like reach down with your hand and see your real hand and grab things, or try to grab things. They were kind of like holograms. And I also got to try Gear VR with STEM. So I'm getting my own Gear VR actually today, according to UPS. But I got to try it for the first time with STEM's demo, and STEM attached a STEM tracking pack to the strap on the Gear VR on the top of your head, and that allowed them to actually track the motion of your head through the space. And they had their lightsaber demo where you can hold one of their controllers in your hand and use it as a lightsaber to deflect bolts and to attack things. And it would also track your head in space using the one attached to your head, which is very cool because Gear VR out of the box does not support any kind of positional tracking. You can only rotate your head but not lean from side to side. But with the STEM pack added, you could actually do that. I tried the same demo a few months ago on the DK2, and this was not quite as good as the DK2 demo. The frequency at which it updated the tracking with Gear VR was less. It was something like 20 times a second is what it felt like. If I looked at my sword as I moved my head from side to side, it would jump like it was updating at like 20 hertz. But I mean, considering it's running entirely on a self-contained mobile device, and it's doing all that positional tracking, it's tracking my hand in space, tracking my body in space, I think that is actually pretty spectacular. Like, there's no PC involved in that anywhere. It was just the phone and Gear VR and their wireless tracking station sitting on the table. Anyway, so now that I've talked about SVVR, before we jump into for the Awesome, I'm going to talk a little bit about where it came from. So, for the Awesome actually started with another game. Well, it's a semi-sequel. The original game was called Reckless Disregard for Gravity. It was created by Digibond Games. It was created back in 2009. And that was created for Windows, and it was sold on Steam. It's still being sold on Steam, the original game. And this game is sort of an expansion pack. This game has added, I believe, about 50 new levels in addition to the original ones. Has a lot of the same, most of the same game mechanics, most of the same feeling to it. And it's this new game. So the original game was created just by Digimon Games. The for the Awesome, the sequel, is created by Digimon Games in collaboration with Alchemy Labs. These are both indie studios. I believe they are both out of Massachusetts. Yeah, so they're both out of Boston. And Alchemy Labs is actually the one who is responsible for porting it to the Oculus Rift. They did this back in the DK1 days, and they have ported it now to the DK2. And it is an awesome experience, no pun intended. It's a base jumping game. So base jumping, if you're not familiar, is pretty much the most dangerous sport in the world. It's a game where you jump from structures like tall buildings and antenna masts, and cliffs and bridges, and then you try and deploy your parachute and land in a narrow landing zone before you die. Often they jump from relatively low heights, like 100 meters. It's not like skydiving, and so that makes it really hard. And I think they say something like, let me see what the stats here are on base jumping. So I believe they say, yes, so 1 fatality per 60 participants. And even veteran base jumpers have died, like when their chutes don't deploy in time, things like that. There have been 242 deaths since 1981. So this is very, very dangerous, which is a good reason to be doing it in VR and not in real life. So the basic idea, you start on a platform, usually some kind of building, and you jump down. And it's an arcade game, so this isn't really a simulation game. It's not like you're in like a realistic city and you're jumping off a building, like a real base jumping. It's more of an arcade game. You plummet down this long shaft and past a whole bunch of obstacles, and you have to use your WASD keys to maneuver your body around the obstacles. And then you try and stay close to the obstacles because that gets you the most points. And there are various other things you can do while you're falling. And if you get enough points, you get stars, kind of like Angry Birds. And you try and get the most stars you can. And in return for getting stars, you get a reward currency that you can use to unlock more of the levels. So that's the basic idea of for the Awesome. By the way, if you cannot remember how to correctly capitalize that for the Awesome, if you look at this little diagram here, it makes it very clear. They're just capitalizing more and more of the A's every time. And without further ado, let's jump into that game and get jumping off of some buildings. Let's go.
Digimon Games and Alchemy Labs, a partnership in sensuality.
So that was the logo screen. I actually like that logo screen because like it starts out with the Digimon logo and then you zoom out and it's the Alchemy Labs logo, so they include them both in there. So this is the menu screen. As you can see, we've got some stuff all around us in kind of a sphere, which is really cool, as you can immediately begin to use the positional tracking. You can immediately begin to use just all of the Rift's abilities. If you go into setup, the setup is a little confusing because everything is written in their kind of ridiculous over-the-top dialogue. This is where you set your volume, your music, your fall speed. I like to have fall speed set to faster when I'm playing on the Oculus Rift because it feels more exciting. Graphic settings, I believe I have set to date with supermodel graphics, which is the highest. Here you can reset your progress, so you can start from the very beginning and show what it's like. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, actually, so I can show you what it looks like if you start the game from the beginning. You can use unlock all levels if you want to just say, I don't want to bother going through the whole unlocking process, I just want access to everything. I don't recommend doing this right off the bat because you will, it's actually easier to learn the game if you go in order and you pick up the mechanics one by one instead of trying to learn everything at once. And I'm going to get out of here and let's jump into the game. No pun intended. So these things down at the bottom, so this is the level selection screen, and I believe it is a cyclical cylinder of levels. And if you click on Awesome, I believe these are all of the new levels. So once you've unlocked, these are all the original levels from the original A Reckless Disregard for Gravity. And these are the new levels from for the Awesome, which add a bunch of, whole cool new experiences. I don't know if there are any new game mechanics in the for the Awesome levels. There may very well be. And if you go up here, there is some DLC. I have not purchased any of the DLC, but... Oh, it says I already bought it. I guess I did. So I could go ahead and play this if I wanted to. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the... So you start with this tutorial level, how to play. These... So these are just videos, so you have no control over this. And it just shows you what to do. So you go down, you go around obstacles, and at the bottom you hit space, and that deploys your parachute to land in the circle. So I'm going to show you actually. There we go. So here is an actual playable level I'm going to jump into. There's a lot of cool artwork in this game. And they have this really weird sense of humor. You'll see more of it when I get to like the videos later. But a lot of their stuff's just really quirky and bizarre. Okay, let's go ahead and jump here. Whoa, that's a long way. Oh god. Okay. And here it comes. I've deployed my parachute fins. And boom, landed. 5 stars. That one was super easy. This is the hugging tutorial video.
Earn hugs by sticking close to things as you fall. If you're careful, you can rack up multiple hugs off of a single building. Each one is worth 100 points and sounds like this.
So hugs, you fly close to buildings and you hear little beeping sounds, and that means you're getting points. Of course, the game would be boring if all you had to do was fall and not die. So they make things a little bit more interesting by giving you points for doing dangerous things, like staying very close to the obstacles that you will die if you strike. So here's an example level. There's no jumping. You pretty much just kind of fall. Ow! Okay, I got a little too close to that one. You can hear the beeping sounds as I fly next to this building. That means I'm getting points. And if I do strike one of these buildings, bad things will happen. So if I do like this... Ow! You snapped your pelvis in twain! So, yeah, you get 100% penalty if you break all your bones and die. You get no points, you get no teeth. Teeth are the currency that you use to unlock levels. You can bounce off a building like this. That does hurt you if you do it too many times. But it doesn't kill you instantly, so you can knock off buildings a little bit. I don't know if this can actually, if you do this too much, if it'll eventually like lose you the level, or if you like lose bonus points because of it. It's not entirely clear to me. But you want to avoid running into things generally. So it gives you a warning on these tutorial levels when to deploy your parachute. You're not going to get that warning on future levels. It's really cool at the end of a level to just look above you and see all of the stuff you've fallen down through. Yeah, so no broken bones, even though I was ramming my body into those things. Go figure. And lip action kisses.
Fly close to a solid object to get a kiss. When you do, it will flash and turn color. Kisses are worth 1,000 points each and sound like this.
So kisses, you fly close to an object like a building, and the building will change color and make a sound, and you will get a lot of points. Kisses are very easy to get, but they're not worth a whole lot of points. And they can be difficult to get a lot of them, because you have to really fly around a lot to get close to lots of different objects, like this. So as arcade games go, this is a pretty deep one, there's a lot of room for building your skill and improving over time. And it can be very challenging to get 5-star scores in a lot of these levels. I actually have rarely gotten the 5-star score in any of these levels. Oops, I didn't want to do that one again. So if you hit escape, you can actually see your frames per second. I have no problem getting a steady 75 frames a second in this app, getting very smooth motion. No judder in this application. It's very, very good. Do I want to exit? No. Let's go ahead and do this jump one more time, see if I can do a little better this time. So you can see how it's really encouraging you to take these risks. Between the hugs and the kisses, you have to stay close to things. You have to fly around and get close to lots of different things. And so they really make it as dangerous as possible. And there are only a couple more mechanics that I need to show you after this. There's the flip it glove. Let's go ahead and get out of here. So here's the flip it glove. So I'm going to go ahead and head over that way. I have enough teeth to unlock this. So you can only unlock levels that are adjacent to levels that you've already unlocked. Jump off ledge, deploy parachute, launch a bottom without dying. Alright, let's do it. This is one of the first levels that's not a tutorial level. You can hear that I'm getting the hugs and the kisses. And one of the interesting things about AaaaaAAAAA for the Awesome, the Oculus version, is that Alchemy describes this trick that they do, where as you're falling, you think you're falling straight down. You think you're looking straight down, but you're actually not. If you look at my head right now, I'm not actually looking directly straight down. And it would be rather uncomfortable if I had to look directly straight down all the time. And so they do this thing where they make it feel like you're looking straight down, but you're actually not. And then when you deploy your parachute, that's when it actually starts corresponding to your actual head direction. So this is a way they just kind of make it a little easier on your neck, so you don't have to look straight down all the time, but you can still feel like you're falling straight down just by kind of looking down at an angle. So that's one of their innovations for this particular title. I only got a 2-star rating on that. I suck so badly. Alright, let's get the flip it glove.
Congratulations, you now have the glow-in-the-dark flip it glove. Spectators light up and chime when they can see you. Spectators who are blue are your fans. Give your fans a thumbs up by hitting the left mouse button. The ones who are red are protesters. While they're lit up, flip them off by hitting the right mouse button. Whenever you flip off protesters or give your fans the thumbs up, it's worth a massive points.
So that's the basics of how it works. Let me see if I can grab a level here to show you. There we go. So you use your left button to give a thumbs up to your fans. You use the right button to flip off your protesters. You get points for both of those. You have to pay attention to what color they are. There we go. More protesters. You have to wait for them to light up before you can do it. These plates that I'm going through, they give me points each time I go through one of those plates. And that's it. There's one more mechanic that I need to unlock. It is the graffiti mechanic. I will show you that in just a minute. And the graffiti mechanic will use my middle button. Where is it? Is it over here? Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's all the way over there. I can get over there. Yeah, I'll make my way over there. I'll do a few more levels. I'll make my way over to the graffiti mechanic. Not a problem. So I'll get this one first. Ooh, 2 grand. That's a nice plate to get. So the plates, if you follow them, usually encourage you to do dangerous things, but things that are worth a lot of points. Like going through these narrow gaps. If you go right through a narrow gap like that, you can get a large number of points. Oh, come on, come on, land, 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 damn you. Oh, oh no, oh no. Fine. Well, it looks like I'm going to land in the orange ring and not in the red ring. I only get 4,000 points for landing in the large orange ring. You get 8,000 for landing in the red ring. I still got 3 stars. That's pretty good. And where am I going to go now? Let me see. I want to head towards the graffiti, so I'm going to go up this way. Alright, let's head on down. There are some of my fans. Hey guys! Fuck you, protesters! I don't need you. I'll jump where I want to jump. So this one's got lots of... Oh, there are some accelerator plates. Accelerator plates... Whoa! They make everything blurry and they make you go fast. I think you're actually supposed to avoid them. Maybe. Because they do make your life harder. More protesters! More fans! These are the graffiti buildings. After we get the graffiti building, we will be able to use those. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I missed some fans back there. Ow! Oh, I landed too hard, and I broke all my bones. That sucks. I get 0 points for 0 stars. Let's try that one more time. So you can see what I mean when I say this is an arcade game more than a simulation game, because it's very abstract. Like, your protesters don't look like normal people. These don't look like buildings. They look like just weird platforms floating out in space. And there's all these goals. It really feels kind of like a pinball game, except you're kind of a human pinball flying through space. Hey guys. Hey guys. Protesters behind me. Okay, catch them out of the corner of my eye. I really think having a full field of view helps to play this game and helps to make it more interesting. All right. Landed in the red ring. Okay. Here's one of the videos. The videos are weird. They don't take a lot of teeth to unlock, and they seem to serve no purpose except to freak you the fuck out. So, this is one of the freakier ones, the cat one. You have no control over where you're moving in this. You just float very slowly.
On the chair.
Ew.
You know which chair. The chair we chose together. If you don't remember, don't worry. I remember.
I'm sitting on the chair.
Close your eyes. If you're wearing shoes, remove them.
Why is there a baby
Brush
crying?
your upper earlobes gently.
Okay.
With the tips of your fingers.
Brush my upper earlobes.
Brush 3 times.
Okay, 3 times. Got it. Got it. This is the
3
meditation session.
times again.
Okay, 3 times again. 3.
You don't have to think about crawling insects.
Ah!
Feel the air pass through your nostrils. Do not think about insects crawling on, crawling around, or preparing to enter your nose.
Okay, that's enough of that. I wasn't thinking about crawling insects until now, you jackass. Alright. Next level. The farther you get from the beginning point, the more teeth that it costs to unlock the levels. This is a fun one because at the top here you can actually see a lot of the members of Digimon Games who created this game. I'm actually moving here because there's a wind that is blowing me. But yeah, these are many of the people who made it. This is one of their artistic interns, Ryan. This is Greg, who did marketing and PR. This is Samuel Clemens, who did not in fact work on this game. He was alive in the 19th century. This is Alicia, one of the creative and vocal artists. Tamlin, technical intern. This is a photo of him in the hospital. The hand is my hand. The surprise is all his. The writing, like I said, is very strange, very whimsical in this game. It has a really fun sense of humor. And this is their founder, Ichiro, with a very nice pose in that photo. Alright, this is not the way to go. Which way do I want to go? Do I want to fall off this way? That's all black. Which way do I go? I guess I go the way the wind is... Oh god, it's blowing me. Okay, so that was just the credits level, I guess. Because there's nothing to avoid here. All I gotta do is land. Am I gonna get 5 stars for this? Yay! I did get 5 stars! Alright. Time to unlock the graffiti.
If you see a municipal building, you can tag it with graffiti. Fly close, aim your targeting reticle over it, and hit the middle mouse button for 5,000 points.
So this is very simple. All I have to do... Can I test it on this one? Somewhere around here there should be one I could test it on. Wasn't there one I did a minute ago that had some? I believe this one does. But I'm going to try this one. Yeah, I'm going to use this one. This is the graffiti testing level. So I walk up to this building, and the control works, or I can use the middle mouse button. I like to use the middle mouse button. And you get 5,000 points when you do that. Kilroy was here. And there should be some more of them. You have to just graffiti them as you fall past them. You have to be pretty close to them if you want to graffiti them. Come on, come on. There we go. Ow! Sometimes when I land really hard in this game, it can actually feel like it kind of physically hurts. Alright. I'm doing kind of poorly on this level. Hey guys! And that's it. That was a pretty short one. So I've now shown you all the basic mechanics of for the awesome. 2 star, 1 star. See what I'm saying? Like, how would I get 5 stars? I would have to try a lot harder to get 5 stars in that level. And let's see if I can try out some of the awesome levels here. How about kneecaps? I don't have any kneecaps. Do I have kneecaps? Kneecap 0? How do I get kneecaps? I don't even know. Maybe I have to, maybe one of these, maybe I can only get kneecaps in the awesome levels and one of them is already unlocked. Alright, so I eventually figured out there is an awesome level here that I can play that is unlocked by default. It is this one here. I'm gonna jump into it. And there's this cool blue grid all around and I'm ready to jump. Let's see what an awesome level is like. Oh god, I'm falling fast. I'm falling really fast. Okay, so checkpoint reached. Awesome levels have checkpoints that enable you to restart if you die, like that. So you can instantly restart from your last checkpoint, but you lose points every time you do so. So I'm going to lose a bunch of points for this. Ow! Ow! Jesus. Okay, I'm doing very badly. Ow! So these are hard. These are very hard. The awesome levels are harder than the original levels by quite a bit. Come on, come on. Ah! Well, at least I reached a new checkpoint that time. Come on, come on. Just need to make it to the bottom. Hey guys! Hey protesters, fuck you! And down to go. So, 4-star rating. Not bad, not bad. So you can see that was very intense. And I have only during this recording played the awesome levels, and they are quite a bit harder. I like that they move faster. It gives you a much stronger sensation of movement in the rift, like you're really falling. In the original levels, when you're falling fast, when you're falling slowly, it feels more like you're kind of floating slowly to the ground, and that just doesn't give you a stronger rush as these really fast levels. Let's try one more. Whee! Oh god. 2 grand. Nice. Ah! Ow! Well, electrocution? Okay, apparently if you hit those, you get electrocuted. Have to be careful. Dodge! Dodge! So you can get lots of threading the needle in these narrow passages. Shit! Ow! Oh, fuck. I landed too hard at the bottom. Did not deploy that parachute in time. Let's give that one more shot. Alright, come on. One thing I really like about the Rift is that it gives you a wider field of view in this game, so you can really kind of see more of the obstacles that you're up against as you're coming down against them. Because this is a very fast-paced game, and if you don't see the obstacles coming, you're not able to deal with them. But with this wide field of view, you can see a lot more of the obstacles coming. So it can really benefit you in how you play the game. In addition to just making it feel more awesome. Yeah! 4 stars! Alright, so I've shown that. I'm not going to do any more awesome levels right now. I actually want to show, so just like in real base jumping, you do not only jump from buildings, you also jump from natural structures, like mountains. Like cliffs on mountains. So here, we're going to jump down from this mountain, and there's going to be a lot more horizontal falling in the mountain levels than in the other levels. The other levels were really focused on vertical falling. Here you have to try and kind of stay sidled up to the mountain and getting hugs from the mountain. Ow! Ow! Ugh, it always really hurts when I land against the rocks when I'm falling horizontally. Like, I am literally cringing, and my body feels like I'm hitting a rock when I do that. Not as badly as it would actually hurt if I were falling from a real mountain, fortunately, but it still sucks. No! Okay, I deployed that a little too early. I do not want to fall all the way down there with my parachute. I was scared I was going to hit that mountain. I just hit the spacebar, and now I'm just floating here. So while we're floating, you can actually read some of this chat. I believe this is chat between the team members that they had for like the purpose of design, and these are like some of their random ideas that they were contemplating while creating this game. Alright. Okay, I did not do so great. I didn't get a lot of points, but I completed the level. Just a couple small things that bother me about this game. So, say I'm doing a level like this, and I'm falling, and I'm about to hit something, and then I look behind me for a minute, and then I look forward again. At the moment I hit, I was looking behind me, so this dialogue pops up behind me, and I have to look back behind me in order to see it. That's a little bit awkward. And likewise, if you land at the bottom, I'm just going to go ahead and soar straight to the bottom here. Skip all of the plates, skip all of the fun, going straight to the bottom. You can see that the far clipping plane is creating weird artifacts in the distance as I rotate my head. In general, the far clipping plane can be a problem in this game because if you look at distant obstacles, it'll start to block some of them out. So same deal. If you're looking behind you when you land, then this screen will appear behind you, which is less than ideal. Did I just get 2 stars? I didn't even, like, I wasn't even really playing. Whatever. Whatever. And likewise, if you're not looking directly in front of you, when you return to the menu screen, the menu might not appear right in front of you. So these are like small things that they could improve on. Just to kind of more regularly have things in front of you where you expect to see them. Because you don't have the same problems with yaw drift you had on DK1, where in front of you can kind of change over time the right direction. But yeah, I think I've said about everything I want to say about All for the Awesome. You can see there's just a ton of levels here. This is a full-blown game. It is well worth I believe it's like $10 on Steam right now. And it's a very polished, very well-performing DK2 experience. It's easy to maintain that solid 75 frames a second, that very smooth experience at all points in the game. It's got a great sense of humor. It's got a ton of levels to really challenge you and help you build your skills over time. And it's a great game. It gives you this really strong sense of motion. If like one of the first things I did when I got my Rift was to go into like Minecraft and into Minecraft and like find a tall mountain to jump off of, and that was so much fun. And this kind of takes that and turns it into a full-blown game. And they've really put a lot of polish into it, put a lot of thought into the design of every single one of these levels. Ow! Ow! And it's a great experience. There's plenty to explore. There's plenty to develop your skills. Getting 5 stars on all of these levels would probably take you like months because you would just have to practice your skills so much to get everything 100%. Oh god! I can't believe I made it through there. To get your skills to the level you need to actually get the maximum number of points on all these.
Checkpoint.
And down I go. Whew. 4 stars. Not bad. Not bad. All right. So that's all for the awesome. I will be getting my Gear VR super soon, according to UPS, probably today. Let me know what Gear VR titles you want to see me play. I'm going to figure out how to get some high-quality recordings off of that thing. And let me know any other demos you want to see me play on DK2. Let me know anything you want to know about my experience with Crescent Bay from SVVR, my experience with Cast AR, and with the STEM with the Gear VR. And that is all for today. I will see you guys next time. And everybody have a great every day.